history for the Fever rookie.
Records are meant to be broken, but no one told Caitlin Clark she had to break 62 of them in just one season. She dominated in everything from scoring to assists, setting new records for the Indiana Fever and across the entire league. Clark didn't just join the WNBA, she made a huge impact. But what are these 62 records she set, and how did she manage to achieve them all in such a short time? Let's take a closer look at her incredible season.
Make no mistake, Caitlin Clark is doing things beyond her years.
Picture this, a packed arena buzzing with excitement, fans holding their breath with anticipation. Caitlin Clark is in the zone, effortlessly navigating the court. The crowd erupts as she delivers her 19th assist of the game, making yet another unforgettable moment in WNBA history.
Caitlin decided not to shoot. Mitchell Will hits the three.
That's right, 19 assists in a single WNBA game. The crowd went wild, jumping to their feet and cheering as Caitlin Clark's teammates rushed to hug her. It wasn't just another play, it was a moment that made history. And here's what's even crazier, that 19 assist game was just one of 62 records she broke in her rookie season. How did she do it? When Clark stepped onto the court for the first time, everyone expected big things from her, but she didn't just live up to those expectations, she blew them away. She took the game to another level, changing everything we thought we knew about a rookie's potential. This isn't just about records, it's about a player who transformed the league from the very start. Stay with us, because this story is just getting started, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's next.
She's playing really well. She's shooting the hell out of the ball. And she's making sure she's finding those open players. She had some amazing assists tonight.
Clark's debut season wasn't just about meeting expectations, it was about completely rewriting the record books. Remember that unforgettable 19-assist game? It was incredible, but it was her scoring feats that truly left everyone in awe. How many 30-point games does it take to set a franchise record? For Caitlin Clark, the answer was more than anyone had ever seen. From the moment she stepped onto the WNBA court, it was clear she wasn't just here to play, she was here to dominate. In a league known for its high-caliber talent, Clark's scoring ability stood out like a beacon. She reached her 100th point in just 8 games, faster than any rookie in WNBA history. But Clark wasn't done yet. As the season progressed, her consistency became nearly superhuman. She racked up 30-point games as if they were second nature, breaking new records for the Indiana Fever with each one. Fans were on the edge of their seats, wondering if every game would be another chance for Clark to push her own limits. And more often than not, she did. With every performance, she proved she was more than just a rookie. She was a force that was changing the game.
This is an Iverson cut over 2 screeners, then there's a pin down, then there's a chase, then there's a double contest, all to get this shot. That is not easy work, but she makes it look like slight work.
It wasn't just about individual games. Clark's scoring throughout the entire season was nothing short of historic. She breezed past milestones that had stood for years. In just 10 games, she became the fastest player to record 150-plus points, 50-plus rebounds, and 50-plus assists. By game 12, she had already surpassed 200 points and 50 assists, and in just 19 games, she had racked up over 300 points, 100 rebounds, and 100 assists. Her ability to score from anywhere on the court put opposing teams in a tough spot, forcing them to rethink their entire defensive strategy. Double teams became the norm, with defenders glued to her every move. But here's the incredible part. Despite all the attention and pressure, Clark kept finding ways to score. No matter how tightly she was guarded, she always managed to make something happen, proving that her talent wasn't just a flash, it was the real deal. Her relentless drive and ability to adapt made her an unstoppable force in the league.
About my high school experience. Clark, cut it!
The intense defensive focus on Caitlin Clark didn't just affect her, it opened up opportunities for her teammates. With defenders glued to Clark, players like Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, and Kelsey Mitchell suddenly found themselves with more open looks and scoring chances. Clark's presence on the court had a magnetic effect, creating space for others and making the entire Indiana Fever offense more dangerous. Her ability to draw so much attention transformed the team into a much more well-rounded offensive threat. As the season went on, Clark's three-point shooting reached legendary levels. She not only became a scoring machine, but she also set the rookie record for most three-pointers made in a season. Her deep shooting range had defenders scrambling, leaving them shaking their heads in disbelief as she hit shots from everywhere. It wasn't just her ability to score that stood out, it was her ability to change the game for everyone on her team.
Austin had her 11th double-double of the season, and Clark hits a three.
But perhaps the most jaw-dropping moment of Caitlin Clark's season came when she set a new WNBA record for the most points scored or assisted in a single game, an astonishing 66 points. This wasn't just about her scoring. Clark proved her impact went far beyond simply putting the ball in the hoop. She was orchestrating an offensive masterpiece, a symphony where every pass and play was part of the bigger picture. The entire league could only watch in awe as she showed the world that she wasn't just a player, she was a game changer. If you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We appreciate you taking the time to watch. Now, let's get back to the action.
And to go with her, Dantas is able to slip to the mid-range to knock down a nice bunny. So she's able to not only score herself, but she's distributing the ball. But last but not least,
while Caitlin Clark's scoring ability often grabbed the headlines, her true magic came when the ball left her hands. How many assists does it take to break a franchise record? How about a league-wide one? For Clark, it was a number that left commentators speechless. Remember that 19-assist game we mentioned earlier? It wasn't just a one-off. Clark's ability to set up her teammates became the cornerstone of her debut season. She hit 50 assists in just 8 games, faster than any rookie in history. But she wasn't stopping there. As the season went on, Clark's passing reached new heights. She hit 100 assists in just 12 games and 200 assists in 26, tying for the fastest in WNBA history. These weren't just impressive stats, they were game changers. Clark's vision on the court, her ability to create opportunities for others, became a defining part of her rookie season, cementing her status as a true playmaker in the league.
She knows how to lay it out on a dime. Her court vision is impeccable, and now her teammates are ready to catch the ball. They trust she's going to get it where it needs to be. But y'all, the favorite part of my game from Caitlin Clark is this behind the back pass. Come on now. I love it. I love it. And that wasn't just one time. She does that on a frequent and drops it right there. Perfect to Aaliyah Boston.
So let me just sprinkle in, because you mentioned AB. 2 of those highlights, I believe, were a Clark-Boston connection. Those 2 have been the second best scoring duo in the league behind Asia Wilson and Jackie.
Caitlin Clark's playmaking ability wasn't just a key to her success, it transformed the entire Indiana Fever offense. As a scoring duo alongside Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, and Kelsey Mitchell, Clark's court vision made them better, helping them shine. Aaliyah Boston, with her strong presence in the paint, found herself on the receiving end of perfect passes from Clark, converting easy buckets inside. Lexi Hull's three-point shooting percentage soared as Clark consistently set her up for open shots from beyond the arc. Kelsey Mitchell thrived off Clark's ability to draw defenders, with Clark dishing out assists at the perfect moments. Clark's impact didn't just stop at individual games. She redefined what it meant to be a dual threat in the WNBA. She became the first rookie in league history to record multiple games with 20-plus points and 10-plus assists, a feat that had never been done before. This dual threat capability forced defenses to constantly adjust, opening up countless opportunities for her teammates. As the season wore on, Clark's playmaking ability became legendary. She set a new league record for assists in a single game with that mind-blowing 19-assist performance. Even more impressive, her consistency game after game ensured that her teammates were always in the best position to succeed.
Takes it home. Clark pushing. Mitchell backdoor lays it in.
The numbers tell a story of dominance, but they don't fully capture the magic Caitlin Clark brought to the court. Her passes weren't just accurate, they were creative. Behind-the-back dimes, no-look assists, and cross-court lasers became regular features of Fever games, leaving fans in awe. They started coming to the arena not just to watch the game, but to see what kind of magic Clark would conjure up next. Her assist totals didn't just impact individual games, they reshaped the entire trajectory of the Fever's season. As the season progressed, Indiana's offensive ratings skyrocketed, and suddenly the Fever were in the playoff conversation. Clark's ability to create scoring opportunities for her teammates turned Indiana into one of the most dynamic offenses in the league. By the end of the season, Clark had set the rookie record for most point-assist double-doubles in WNBA history, but perhaps her most impressive achievement was finishing the season with the most assists in a single season in WNBA history. 337 assists, breaking the previous record set by Alyssa Thomas, 316, just the year before. In one remarkable season, Clark had established herself as one of the all-time great playmakers in the history of the game.
6 of 17 outside of Mitchell, but she's open.
Caitlin Clark's passing ability left the league in awe, but her next achievement would shatter all expectations. What happens when a first-year player accomplishes something no one in league history has ever done? The answer stunned even the most seasoned WNBA veterans. On a warm summer evening, with the Fever locked in a tight game against the New York Liberty, Clark stepped onto the court with pure determination. Little did anyone know, history was about to unfold. As the final buzzer sounded, Clark had etched her name in the record books again, becoming the first rookie in WNBA history to record a triple-double. This moment wasn't just a milestone, it was a statement. Caitlin Clark had arrived and was ready to redefine the game.
The first rookie in WNBA history, you see it right there, to record a triple-double.
Caitlin Clark's triple-double performance was jaw-dropping. 19 points, 13 assists, and 12 rebounds. But it wasn't just the numbers that impressed. It was the way Clark controlled every aspect of the game. She weaved through defenders with ease, found her teammates with pinpoint passes, and always seemed to be in the right place for crucial rebounds. Triple-doubles are a rare achievement for any player, let alone a rookie. To put it in perspective, some of the greatest players in WNBA history never managed to accomplish this feat in their entire careers. Yet here was Clark, barely into her professional journey, already rewriting the history books. She became the first rookie in WNBA history to achieve a triple-double and the first player in Indiana Fever franchise history to do so. But Clark wasn't satisfied with just one historic performance. She did it again, this time against the Los Angeles Sparks, posting 24 points, 10 assists, and 10 rebounds. Throughout the season, Clark flirted with triple-doubles on multiple occasions, coming tantalizingly close again and again, proving that her historic debut season was no fluke. She had truly cemented her place in the league as a force to be reckoned with.
It's up. It won't go. Clark pulls it down, and this building knows what that...
Caitlin Clark's versatility forced the Indiana Fever to rethink their entire game plan. With a player who could score, pass, and rebound at an elite level, the team now had a Swiss Army knife they could deploy in any situation. Opposing teams were constantly in a state of confusion, never quite sure how to defend against a player who could beat them in so many different ways. As the season progressed, Clark's all-around dominance became the norm, not the exception. Her ability to fill up every column of the stat sheet night after night left fans and analysts scrambling for comparisons. Was she the next triple-double machine? A point guard with the rebounding skills of a forward? Or something entirely new? A player the WNBA had never seen before? Clark's impact went far beyond individual games. Her triple-double and near triple-double performances became must-watch TV, attracting both casual fans and basketball purists. Social media exploded with highlights of her latest feats, spreading her influence far beyond the confines of WNBA arenas. Each game she played seemed to leave a lasting mark, not just in the record books, but in the hearts of fans everywhere.
Clark passes guess who? Diana Taurasi. Reality's coming. She's reality.
By the end of the season, Caitlin Clark's averages painted the picture of an unprecedented freshman campaign. She finished the year with 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game. These weren't just good numbers, they were elite, even by WNBA standards. To put them into perspective, Clark found herself among the league leaders in points, while also leading the league in both assists and three-pointers. Her scoring placed her in the upper echelon of WNBA scorers. Her assists ranked her among the premier playmakers, and her rebounding stats were impressive for a guard. Clark's season averages didn't just separate her from her rookie peers, they thrust her into the conversation with the league's best, regardless of experience. Veterans who had dominated the league for years suddenly found themselves looking over their shoulders, aware of the newcomer who was threatening their established status. As Clark's star continued to rise, so did the hopes of a franchise that had long been mired in mediocrity. What happens when you inject a generational talent into a team that hasn't seen the playoffs in nearly a decade? The Indiana Fever were about to find out, and the outcome would leave fans breathless, marking a pivotal moment in the franchise's history.
Which teams would I not want to see in the playoffs? And that's where you brought up the Fever. I think
the Indiana Fever had been struggling for years, missing the playoffs since 2016. Their recent seasons were a far cry from the glory days of Tamika Catchings, but all of that was about to change with the arrival of Caitlin Elizabeth Clark. From the moment Clark stepped onto the court, the energy around the team shifted. Suddenly, every Fever game became must-see TV. Fans who had long since given up hope started filling the stands again, eager to witness the Caitlin Clark effect firsthand. As the season progressed, the Fever's improvement was undeniable. Games that would have been blowout losses in previous years became nail-biting victories. Clark's ability to create scoring opportunities for herself and her teammates kept opponents on their toes. But the Fever's transformation wasn't just happening on the court. Attendance numbers soared, with fans packing the arena to catch a glimpse of Clark's magic. Media attention reached levels the franchise hadn't seen in years. Suddenly, the Indiana Fever were back in the national spotlight. As the wins started piling up, something incredible happened. The Fever, a team that had been an afterthought in playoff discussions for years, found themselves in the thick of the postseason race. With each game, the impossible began to feel more and more achievable, and fans dared to believe that a new era was dawning for the franchise.
But to me, the numbers bear it out. They've been on terrific tear since the All-Star break, but it also looks like they're playing with joy.
When the dust settled on the 2024 regular season, the Indiana Fever had done the unthinkable. A 2020 record might not seem earth-shattering, but for a team that had won just 5 games 2 years ago, it was nothing short of miraculous. More importantly, it was enough to secure a playoff berth, ending their 7-year postseason drought. The impact of Caitlin Clark's freshman season went far beyond the win column. She became the face of a new era in women's basketball, representing a shift in how young female athletes are perceived and celebrated in professional sports. Jersey sales skyrocketed and her highlights dominated social media. To truly appreciate the Clark effect, consider this. In the 2023 season, the Fever averaged just over 4,000 fans per home game. By 2024, that number exploded to over 17,000 fans per game. Every time the Indiana Fever were in town, opponents had to book bigger arenas to accommodate the growing fan base. The Fever weren't just winning games, they were winning back the hearts of basketball fans across Indiana and beyond. Clark's influence extended far beyond the Fever organization. Television ratings for their games soared, and the league saw a surge in overall interest. Young girls across the country were picking up basketballs, dreaming of becoming the next Caitlin Clark. Her debut season wasn't just impressive, it was historic. With 62 records shattered, she built a compelling case for MVP. From her league-leading assists to her game-changing triple-doubles, Clark redefined what's possible for a first-year player. But Clark's impact goes beyond the numbers. She transformed the Indiana Fever from a struggling team into playoff contenders. Her leadership on the court elevated her teammates, turning the Fever into one of the most dynamic offenses in the league. Off the court, her influence has been just as profound. Skyrocketing attendance, record-breaking jersey sales, and a surge in media attention have put the WNBA in the spotlight like never before. Clark's first season hasn't just set new benchmarks, it's changed the entire landscape of women's basketball. She has inspired a new generation of players and fans alike. And the greatest part? We get to watch history unfold every day. Let us know in the comments, like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out on the latest news. Click the video on the screen and we will see you in the next one.